Hey, what's going on, fellas? Hey, how's it going, fellas? Hey, how's it going, everybody? Tony, yo. Josh, what's going on, Josh? Brett, Brett's in the house this week. What's going on, Brett? Nothing much here. Northern Illinois, it started snowing about an hour ago. It was raining all day, and we're starting to get some snow, so it's happening. It's real. I saw some projections for tomorrow night into Monday morning, at least for my area, and potential to be a real messy morning on the roads. And always like the first snow, if it's anything like where you guys live, man, so people just don't know how to drive. And then I'm driving into the high school because I teach in high school, and man, it's not the right mix. I have young people out there, the snow, so I'm hoping that the snow pushes back a little bit. And it's not in the morning commute. Oh yeah, for sure. Some people bring it on. I myself don't mind it. I would be lying to you if I said that I didn't prefer the summertime. I do prefer the summertime, but I'm all right with some snow. Get out there with my son, make some snowmen, have some snowball fights. That's what it's all about. Hey, Josh, congrats, my man. Josh taking first place in his bowling tournament. That must mean that my bowling fantasy team's at the top of the leaderboard. So Josh, thanks for your contributions to my fantasy team. Hey, what's going on, Robert? Robert's in the house tonight. What's going on? No, yeah, I'm with you, Brett. If you're Central Illinois, I'm Northern, kind of right by the Wisconsin border, and straight rain, and we got snow probably in this last hour or so. Yeah, Tony, I could see that. I could see that being a thing. Tony, our resident outdoorsman, hunter, fisherman. I could see that. What's going on, Darren? Darren in the house tonight. 8 inches of snow 2 nights ago. That's real. For those of you guys that don't know, Darren lives in Alaska. 8 inches of snow is no joke. Ah, gotcha. Josh is a snow fan. Hasn't got any in New York yet. What's up, Jean Ree? What's up, Jean Ree? Yeah, Darren's a little bit of an outlier just by where he lives, right? So we live in normal places, Tony says. No, I imagine that lends itself to a lot of outdoor activities for Darren and his family. So I imagine he wouldn't live there unless he truly enjoyed it. Yeah, same here, Robert. I think the projection I saw earlier today said we can get up to like 6 inches in Northern Illinois, and it said like Sunday, tomorrow night into Monday morning. So we'll see. The projections are always just that, right? We never know for sure. All right, guys, we got 9 people here. We're gonna get after it. Yeah, Alaska would be legit. The guy who teaches across the hallway from me at the high school lived in Alaska for a couple years, and he just went back to visit, and he brought back some elk jerky. Now I don't know if this is a thing, Darren, if that's a big thing up there, but he brought back some wild elk jerky and some like wild game jerky, and it was some of the tastiest jerky that I've ever had. So he shared a bunch with me. I was lucky enough to have that, but you'll have to tell me if that's a common thing. I imagine so. I think some of it might have been like caribou. I think something like that too. So Yeah, and it just tasted so fresh. It was just it was very different. But we're gonna get after it. Welcome back, guys. We got a lot of returning guys here this week. We only got a couple new people that are joining us in, so we're gonna dive right into it. So welcome back to Call Your Short Sports Breaks. Call Your Shot Sports Breaks and Memorabilia. My name is Bart. I'm the guy that shoots you the messages and keeps it going from week to week. We got 5 items here this week. We got 2 items for the football. We're gonna do the black bag football jersey and the mini helmet. We're bringing this guy back after a couple weeks. Still got a handful of those that we're working our way through. We got the hockey, so we got the second jersey out of 6. I just saw that the next series of these just got posted, that it's going to be available in a couple weeks. So I did see that's going to be up there. So I'm thinking about getting some more, since some people have been digging the hockey jerseys. I did have one person ask me about more hockey pucks, so I'm looking into that as well. Maybe doing like a pair up with a jersey and a puck. That seems to be something that people are enjoying. We got the RSA baseball bat that we'll do at the end like we normally do. And for the first time, our maiden voyage onto the signed and slabbed for baseball. I also saw that there's another one of these signed and slabbed kind of series coming out, and it's entirely for Hall of Famers. So it's just Hall of Famers in the product. So I'm looking into that, possibly getting that one and maybe mixing it in. So just kind of some things to be aware of. If you saw the listings for next week, we are going to do some basketball. And then for basketball, we're going to do the sign and slabbed with the basketball jersey. And there are some hits there like Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese. And just a heads up to anybody that's jumping into that one. For the girls' jerseys, whichever team that they belong to, they'll just go to that male team. So for Indiana, the Pacers would be the ones to get the Clark jersey. And then Angel Reese is on Chicago, so then that one can go to the Bulls. So just so we don't have to open up a bunch of other extra teams, they'll just go to the city that those people play in. And then probably 2 weeks from now, just to kind of give you guys a heads up, I'm thinking about doing a full-size football helmet. I've been holding on to this one kind of like I've been holding on to the other big box that we opened a couple weeks ago. So there's some potential for some really nice hits here. So at least ones that I can see right away. I think there's a camo full-size Barry Sanders. That would be really sweet. I think right there, I think that's Randy Moss. I think there's a Tom Brady up here on the Buccaneers. Drew Brees, Peyton Manning over there. So maybe in 2 weeks. So not next week, but the following week, I'm thinking about doing full-size. If that's something you guys are interested in, it'll probably be just a few dollars more, but I'm not going to try to go crazy with the prices, just to kind of keep it fair and keep it low. Yeah, the 85 Bears there as well. I knew you would get a kick out of it, Brett, so I'm going to put it back on screen just because you mentioned it. So there's some pretty solid ones. Yeah, that Bears helmet looks pretty sweet. So there's I can see Hampton on there. I can see a few other guys, so that's pretty sweet. Got some nice hits for Dallas, it looks like. Yeah, so I'm curious what's in there. I've been holding on to this one. I've got 2 of the full-size ones. I've been holding on to them for a while. I think it's now time to open them and see what we got. Yeah, some Super Bowl shuffle. Yeah. So Darren, I saw the Ovechkin on there, and that's what kind of caught my interest. So definitely going to try to get us some, so that we have something to open here during the winter when the snow gets really bad and it gets really cold. The next here also has Messier. Sweet. So you guys have done some homework on it, so that's awesome. Yeah, I'm gonna have to check that out. You got the Fridge autograph jersey. That's pretty sweet, Jean-Marie. Yeah, just because I was doing some organizing with some of my jerseys, I pulled out a couple, so I got a nice Urlacher. I'll start the break here in a second, but since you guys are talking about it, I got a decent Urlacher. I was doing some rearranging, trying to find some wall space and try to get some of these up. So there's Urlacher. Another one, since I just mentioned him, since he was in the full size. I was lucky enough in one of my breaks to hit a Randy Moss, probably like 3 years ago. So that's a pretty sweet one. Again, just kind of organizing. So, all right, we're going to get after it, fellas. So let's do it. So let's start with the football here tonight. We'll start with the black bag. Yeah, thanks. That's one of my PC favorites for the Moss. Definitely want to get it up on the wall here at some point. Hopefully pull a nice jersey out of this guy right here. Why not? Another Hall of Famer, that would be legit. So we're going to start it up, fellas, as we normally do. If something you're interested in joining the Facebook group, there's a link in the video description. Otherwise, everybody knows that eBay does require mark all items as shipped. Only the team that actually ends up hitting the memorabilia will see a tracking number. That tracking number is your confirmation that you'll be receiving the item. And of course, everybody else will get marked as shipped, even if your item does not hit. That is what eBay requires that I do. Since most of you guys are returning, we're just going to get after it. Quick trip around the bag. Everything in working order. Last week, we got Michael Vick out of this thing, so I'm hoping that we keep that quarterback trend up. And hopefully that mini helmet does some damage as well. All right, guys, here we go. Good luck to all teams. Let's start hot here. It's getting cold outside. Let's heat up in here. Here we go. Good luck to all teams. All right. All right. It looks like we got a Fitzpatrick jersey. And I believe this is his college jersey, if I'm not mistaken. So big old 29. Beautiful looking autograph. So I think this is Minka Fitzpatrick, if I'm not mistaken. So number 29. Nice autograph. Tucked into the stitching a little bit with the autograph, but that's a nice one. It is Beckett certified. And it does also say Minka Fitzpatrick right there. So it's got his own sticker. And then for the Beckett cert, fellas, we got BK 53504. BK 53504. Minka Fitzpatrick. And of course, because it's his college jersey, we'll go take a peek. And of course, the current team that he plays on. I want to say the Steelers, if I'm not mistaken. We're going to have to check that one out. All right, I'm going to go to Pro Football Reference. It's for sure Minka Fitzpatrick. We know that, so I don't have to look it up. Oh, yeah, it was Miami. So it was Pittsburgh for a long time. And then that's right. He's on Miami this year. So this one's Miami Dolphins. This is his Alabama jersey. 5-time Pro Bowler, 3-time All-Pro. In his career, 21 interceptions, 4 touchdowns. He's been a solid player. That's a solid hit. This one is going out to his current team, which is Miami. This is going to be a Dolphins hit. So Minka Fitzpatrick. He just got traded back to him. Thanks, Tony. Thanks for keeping me in the loop. So Minka Fitzpatrick. This one's going to be a Dolphins hit. So for the Miami Dolphins this week, we got John Rhee on the Miami Dolphins. John Rhee keeping his streak alive. John Rhee has had some really solid luck over the last couple weeks. Congrats, John Rhee. Minka Fitzpatrick coming your way on an Alabama jersey. There's a nice one. Nice autograph, Beckett cert. Very solid player. John Rhee has had himself some really nice luck. All right, fellas. We'll keep this train moving along. Next stop, mini helmets. I think we're still waiting on one of these headliners. I say it every single time we open another one. We've had some really nice hits like Bijan Robinson come out of this. We had Sauce Gardner. That came out the last time. I think it was 2 weeks ago that we opened it. But still waiting on one of these headliners. That'll be pretty sweet. Yeah, so Jean Rhee. So you already got it. Can you randomize that with the others? So I sure can, Jean Rhee. Do you mean like randomize it tonight? Do you want me to randomize it to everybody else in the break? Just let me know what you mean by that. Okay. Do you want me to randomize it to everybody else? Yeah, okay. I'll do it after. Just let me make sure that that's what you want, Jean-Rie. I don't want to put words in your mouth. If I'm understanding you correctly, Jean-Rie says he already has this one. So Robert's telling me, yeah, I remember that we had a Minka a while back. I didn't know that it was so recent. Maybe just lost track in my mind, but if I'm understanding Jean-Rie correctly, I think Jean-Rie is saying that he wants me to randomize this to everybody else. So if that is correct, that is a really awesome thing to do. Of course, Jean-Rie is a really solid dude. For those of you guys don't know him, I'm getting to know him better week by week. Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, great karma. And that means the ribs are going to be extra tasty for sure tomorrow if you're smoking them up. So, all right, I love that. I love that energy, and I love that willingness to spread out the love to everybody. So that's awesome, man. That's cool. I'm gonna do that at the end, just so that I get this cruising along here. We'll move on to the mini helmet. Of course, the mini helmet also a Gold Rush product. They are known for that secondary seal. So patented secondary seal, bunch of tape, not too much to open up on the sides here, kind of going vertically. But I will roll this guy around just so you guys can see everything is in working order. I will open it just from the top there. I will not open the top and the bottom. So, but just so you guys can see all the seals and all that. All right, fellas. I think that'll do it. I've taken you on a trip around. We'll slice both sides here and then bust open the seal on the top there. All right. How about a headliner? We got some good karma from Jean-Rie, spreading the love around. So I love that. So why not another big hit right here, just for good karma's sake? All right, here we go. Good luck to all teams. Here we go. There's one side. There's the other. And here comes the top. Oh, there's the other. And then here comes the top. All right. There goes the seal. Good luck to all teams. Let's see what we got. All right. Here we go. It looks like it's Clemson. Looks like it's a Clemson hit. It's a pretty solid looking little mini helmet. So in this case, it looks like a 66. There's the big old autograph with the white Sharpie on there. Yeah, college night. Oh, Will Perry. Will Perry. So is this the same William Perry that we were just talking about? Is this the fridge right here? Yeah. So yeah, indeed. I didn't know he was a Clemson guy. But yeah, we were just talking about him. So in this case, it will go to the team that he played the most games for. So that's how it will work. Obviously, if he was on an active roster, then that's the team that it would go to. But house rules say that in the case we pull somebody retired, it will go to the team he played the most games for, and we'll go take a peek at it to be sure. So Adam Chapman calling the Bears. I believe it. I'll still go take a peek myself. Drafted in the first round, 22nd overall by my Chicago Bears. I didn't know he was a Clemson guy. Yeah, in terms of games played, Chicago for 9 years. He played 114 games for the Chicago Bears. Yeah, this is going to be a Chicago Bears hit. Which is pretty sweet. then Chicago this week. We got Thomas. We got Thomas Q. Thomas Q. So Thomas, congrats, man. Chicago gets a nice hit. How many TDs is a good question. So from what I could see, let's see here. 138 games, 29.5 sacks, 13 forced fumbles. I'm going to have to look it up just because now you asked, and now I want to know too. How many touchdowns for William Perry? 3 total touchdowns, all of which came in his rookie year, 1985, from the 85 Bears. 2 rushing touchdowns and 1 receiving touchdown. Yeah, that's legit. 2 rushing, 1 receiving. That's dope. He went on to play for 10 years. William, the refrigerator, Perry. It's a nice hit. That one's going out to Thomas. Thomas, congrats. Thanks for jumping in this week. That's a nice solid hit for Clemson and William, the refrigerator, Perry. It is Beckett certified too, Thomas. If you can see it there. W928586. Yeah, solid hit. College night for sure. We got the Minka. And then Thomas is taking home the fridge. All right, folks, moving on. Next stop, we're going to hockey. There was a lot of interest in the hockey this week, so we'll keep that going. As some of the other guys have already said, in the next edition of this, I think after this one, I think I still have 4 boxes of this one, and I'll get the next series as well because people seem to like it, and I think there's like a chance for Ovechkin and a couple other guys there as well. All right, so we'll take a walk around this guy. It does have a cellophane wrapping and then that patented secondary seal, which I'll show you here in a second. But everything's in good working order, fellas. Everything looks solid. There's the cellophane and, of course, that patented secondary seal. All right, let's keep it going. Some nice hits here. We got the good karma flowing. Let's go with the cellophane wrapping first. All right. And here we go. Secondary seal time. How about a nice hit? One of these headliners wouldn't be bad. That Dallas Stars champs jersey with all those autos on it would be, man, that would be sweet. All right, here we go. Secondary seal. Good luck to all teams. Let's see what we got this week. All right. These colors look promising for teams that I like. Let's see. Oh, I know this name. Correct me if I'm wrong. Dominik Hasek. Dominik Hasek. Big old 34. Huge autograph. That's a nice name. Look at that autograph. Dang. Yeah, great goalie. That's sweet. Looks like he did stay out of the stitching right underneath it. Big old autograph. I love it. Beckett Cert. BH 083075. BH 083075. Dominik Hasek. And now where is he going? Because I think he played for a couple different places. I think on the hockey jerseys, I think we can open it up and take a peek. So, of course, I'll take care of the jersey after the fact. All right, this is what I was thinking. Just by the colors alone. the red, the white, and the black. This one's going out to Chicago. This one is the Hawks. Chicago night. It's college night, and Chicago's having a showing. Hasek, Dominic Hasek for Chicago. Of course, he did play for a couple teams, but this one's going to be Chicago hit. I know there were a couple other teams. All right, first things first. Who's on Chicago before I nerd out and check out some stats real quick? Chicago Blackhawks this week. This one's going out to Kirk. This one's going out to Kirk S. Kirk S has also had a nice string of luck here the last couple weeks. So Kirk, I'm not sure if you're here in the stream tonight, but Kirk S taking home the Dominic Hasek. Big old autograph for the Blackhawks. I want to go check some stats real quick, just for my own education. But I'd say that's a nice hit. I appreciate the positivity, fellas, as always. I love that about the group. Dominic Hasek, 735 games played, 81 shutouts. He logged almost 43,000 minutes. His goals against average, 2.2. Save percentage, over 92%. Yeah, he's got 9 years on Buffalo, 4 years on Detroit, 2 years on Chicago, and 1 year on Ottawa. Dang. 16-year career, which for a goalie is amazing. Lots of awards. He's in the Hall of Fame, 2-time Cup winner, 6-time Vezina Award. Hopefully I'm saying that right. 6-time All-Star, 3 times for Jennings, 2 times for the Hart, 2 times for Pearson. And he's on the NHL 100th anniversary team of 100 greatest players in the NHL, the 2017-2018. Dang, it's a nice hit. Yeah, that's awesome, Thomas. Yeah, last night I was wearing my hockey jersey as well. Just trying to manifest some good energy for the Blackhawks and the young guys on the team. That's a nice hit. Yeah. Yeah, we had a ton of teams from Canada, especially in that RSA product that we opened. It's nice to see some different teams getting some love, so that's awesome. Yeah, congrats to Kirk and the Blackhawks. All right, fellas, let's keep this thing rolling. All right, our maiden voyage into the signed and slab for baseball. We've had some pretty decent luck out of the signed and slabbed. For basketball, in jerseys, it was 6 in a row. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, that's right. I was already thinking back to like the pucks and everything, and we were getting some different teams for the pucks, but leave it to our hockey guy Darren. That's awesome. Yeah, it's nice to break the streak and get some other teams involved. Speaking of which, I'm hoping that the sign and slab does the same. Get some of these other teams cooking. So a quick trip around the box, very similar to the box that we just opened. Cellophane wrapping and secondary seal. And then if it's like the basketball, it will also be in another like black envelope on the inside. So away we go, guys. Let's get into some baseball. Our maiden voyage into the signed and slabbed here. Like I said, they have a Hall of Fame edition. I think I might try to get that. The boxes are more expensive, but the hits look pretty good. So, all right, here we go. We're going to bust open the seal. And I think even then, we're going to have to open the card up. So there are 3 methods of transparency. All right, just in case it's different, good luck to all teams. Nope, It's in another one here. All right. Gold Rush. All right, fellas, here we go. Good luck to all teams. Let's see what we got. Yeah, the Griswold sweater brought the Chicago Knight. I love that. And you're not going to believe it, but I think the Chicago Knight is continuing on. I think the Chicago Knight is continuing on. I believe it to be true. Yes, it is. 1990 Fleer. I got a Beckett 10 on the autograph. This is Frank Thomas. Frank Thomas. Thomas is wearing his Chicago jerseys today. There are lots of things going on right now. Actually, this break right here has turned into my own personal break for the evening. So I'll be taking the William Refrigerator Perry. I'll be taking the Hasek, and I'll be taking the Frank Thomas. When it comes to Chicago White Sox, this is one that I would accept. I'm not a big White Sox guy, big Cubs fan. No, of course, I'm just joking, guys. That is a solid hit. Yeah, that's legit. Guys, 90 Fleer. It's a Beckett 10 autograph. It's a little hard to see because my light is so bright. We've seen his autograph on a few bats. I think Darren's got one, if I'm not mistaken. There's the back of the card. Man, that's a solid hit. Solid card, solid player. I really do like these signed in slabs. And then whoever it gets sent out to, you don't got to worry about it. You don't got to grade it. Everything's already taken care of it for you. So I can find a nice place in the PC. Yeah. Hey, what's going on, Ken? Ken in the house. All right, so let's go take a peek. So Frank Thomas is a White Sox hit. And Ken, you stumbled in at the right time. The White Sox are going out to Ken. This is Ken M. White Sox going out to Ken. Now that's how you make an entrance, Ken. Yeah, the timing. We've had a big Chicago night. We got William the Refrigerator Perry on the Clemson mini helmet. Dominic Hasek came out of the hockey for the Blackhawks. And we got Frank Thomas, Beckett 10 on the autograph. And that card is sweet. It's got crispy corners. That is solid. Frank Thomas, 6'5", 245. Monster. I love it. Yeah, congrats. This one's going out to Ken. We're having a Chicago night. We've been kind of low on Chicago hits. We've had some decent ones, though. I know that, like I said, we've hit Frank Thomas before. We had a nice Patrick Kane puck that came out for Darren as well. I'll remember that one. That was one of the toughest items for me to ever drop off at the post office. No, of course, it went to a great guy, so I'm happy for him. All right, give me a second here to tuck these guys. Then we still have the matter of the Fitzpatrick jersey after that. So we'll take care of that as well. All right, fellas. Frank Thomas will go right there next to his buddy Dominic Hasek. Of course, we got one last item here tonight. We got the RSA baseball bat. I have been looking at some other companies for baseball bats just to kind of see if we can mix it up. So I'm in the process of still looking at that. So maybe we'll see some different kinds of bats in the future. I know people like them, but just to give us a variety. I know we've done RSA for a long time. Maybe just to mix it up. Not too much places you can open up the bat going this way, like vertically. But they do got that RSA patented stolen secondary seal, probably from Gold Rush. And if you look at this side, that's the side that I'm going to open. That is now the knob side. And you can see that's the only thing kind of holding it there. So we'll bust that side open just so you guys can see the other side. Even though it's showing up here as the knob, this is the barrel. I can tell just by the weight of it. Heavy tape. I'm not going to open that side. All right, fellas. As soon as I open it, I'll bust open this seal. I'll start to reveal the bat, and then I'll chuck the box off to the side. A friendly reminder that on the bat, you can't just see the team, so we're going to rely on people's their knowledge of who the signature is and who it belongs to. If not, we can look it up. And just like the other items, if it's a retired player, then it will go to the team that the retired player played the most games for. And if it's a current player, obviously we'll go to the team that current player is on. All right, let's get after it. One last item, then we gotta talk about that Fitzpatrick. All right, here we go. Good luck to all teams. Let's see what we got lurking in this baseball box this week. All right, there goes the seal. One more time. Good luck to all teams. Let's see what we got. All right, looks like a blonde bat this week. Here we go. All right. So that looks like it's blue Sharpie. Looks like somebody had wrote like a little letter on it, so I think it does say who it belongs to. This one's not bad. I imagine you guys could guess it. Yeah. Any takers? This one's not a bad one. I think we've had this one before. This might have been a couple months back. Yeah, this one's for Brian Jordan. It looks like somebody had left like a little note here. So then it says Brian Jordan, slugger, blonde. Looks like somebody had left a little note on there. All right, we'll go take a peek at it. I imagine some of you guys might remember what team it is. I tend to forget. All right, here we go. It's 2W351035. 2W351035 is the Braves. Now that you say that, Ken, that makes sense. Yeah, I think we've had it before, and I think that you might be right, Ken. I was thinking Braves, but just didn't want to say the wrong thing. But now that you said it, it gives me more reason to believe. All right, so I don't need to look it up. I just wanted to show you guys the cert there. It's very clearly Brian Jordan. Let's go take a peek. MLB Pro Baseball Reference. We are under the suspicion that this is Atlanta Braves hit. All right, so let's go take a look. Oh, actually, it is not. Just looking at his career, played 7 years for St. Louis, 5 years for Atlanta, 2 years for the Dodgers. I thought it was Braves too. But if we look at it based on total games played, in the 7 years that he played for St. Louis, 643 games. For the 5 years that he played in Atlanta, 558. This is St. Louis. This is a Cardinals hit. 643 games. This is a Cardinals hit. It was drafted by the Cleveland Indians, so there definitely was a chance there. I know Robert was talking about that. So he was drafted by the Indians in the 20th round, but then looks like he went back to school, and the Cardinals took him in the first round in the 1988 draft. 32.9 WAR, over 5,000 at bats, 184 home runs, 282 batting average, all-star, right fielder. That's awesome. Yeah, congrats to St. Louis. Yep, St. Louis. So then St. Louis this week goes out to Brett. This one's going out to Brett. So this is Brian Jordan, Jean-Rie. This is Brian Jordan, and this one's going out to Brett. Congrats, Brett. St. Louis Cardinals, Brian Jordan. Blonde bat with a blue Sharpie auto. Yeah, congrats. Yeah, I know, Robert. Not this week, but hopefully in the future, my man. Hopefully we can find something for you. I know you were pulling for the Pirates or the Guardians. They're definitely in there somewhere. We just got to find them. Hopefully the next time. All right. So all together, kind of quick recap, and then we got to talk about Fitzpatrick. And then Jean-Rie, just to be sure, I want to say for the 15th time, just to be sure, Jean-Rie, you want me to randomize that Minkah Fitzpatrick to everybody else in the football break? You can just give me confirmation, then I'll knock that out just to be sure. Brian Jordan going out to Brett. We had the 90 Fleer, Frank Thomas for the Chicago White Sox. Beckett, 10 on the autograph. That one's going out to Ken M. We had Dominic Hasek for the Blackhawks. That went out to Kirk S. We had William, the refrigerator Perry on the Clemson. Big autograph in white. That was kind of nice. And I believe that one went out to Thomas. I'll have to make sure. I believe that to be true. So I believe Thomas was the guy that had the Bears there. Yep. Yeah. No, yeah. That game was really low scoring. So I have Brock Bowers in another league that I'm in, and he didn't do very much for me at all. And I was kind of counting on him to put up some numbers. So that game was a little bit of a dud on Thursday. But more often than not, I feel like those Thursday games, they just, for whatever reason, just don't produce. Probably because the guys are on short rest. All right, Jean-Rie. Just to confirm, Jean-Rie, we're doing this Minkah Fitzpatrick. All right. You did say it earlier. So if you were in the football break, which I will pull up here in a second, all the names for everybody in the football break. Jean-Rie already has a Minkah Fitzpatrick on the Alabama, and very generously said that I could randomize it to the rest of the guys in the football break. Jean-Rie, a very solid dude who is unselfish and willing to spread out the hits for other people, which I think is amazing. All right. So give me a second to get set up here, guys. I'm going to show you the screens and everything. I'm just going to go grab my names real quick so I have everything in order. All right. So I'm going to share my screen with you guys. I'm going to share the dice roller first, just like we do the giveaways for the Facebook group. We're going to roll 2 dice. That's going to tell us how many times we're going to randomize the list. As always, if you guys could just tell me when you guys can see it. For my end, it looks like it's up there, but sometimes it's not on your end. So, okay, sweet. So Tony says we can see it. I appreciate it, Tony. Thanks for always helping me out. All right, let's roll these dice. So we've got 6. So I got 3 and 3. This is 6. So then let me switch over. So we got 6 on the dice. I'm going to switch you guys over to my random. list randomizer. And then give me a second just to take Jean-Rie's name off of the list here. I imagine you guys can see my list of names. Sweet. So I'm going to take Jean-Rie's name off of here. Otherwise, we'll just be spinning in circles. So give me a second just to remove Jean-Rie now that he's graciously offered the jersey up to everybody else. In my opinion, the fairest way to do it is just keep everybody's name on here the same number of times as they have for spots. If you've taken more spots, it gives you an increased chance to win it. All right, I think that'll do it. So then just running down the list of names, make sure that if you're still here, that you guys can see your own name and everything. And of course, the order that they're in is just based on alphabetical order of teams. Arizona Cardinals up top. So the Arizona Cardinals tonight went to Josh. And then as I scroll down my list here, fellas, you can see everything kind of in order, the teams that you took. And Josh also for the Washington Commanders there at the end. So Josh is our bookends. We know we're going to roll this thing 6 times. The name that's on the top of the list after 6 rolls will be the person that gets the Minkah Fitzpatrick. So thanks again to Jean-Rie, and good luck to everybody here. All right, let's do this thing. We know we got 6 rolls. Nice thing I like about random.org, at the end here, you can see that there's like a timestamp, so you can look it up for yourself just to make sure everything is transparent as everything else is. That's 1. That's 2. You can see down here, random it 2 times. We got to get up to 6, so let's get after it. So that's 3. That's 4. That's 5. And the 6th and final time. First name at the top of the board will be the one that takes it. All right, good luck to everybody. 6th and final roll. Here it is. This one's going out to Josh. So this one is going out to Josh. I got Josh on the top there in spot number 1. So this one is going out to Josh. Josh, congrats. And congrats to Robert and everybody else that's a Cavs fan. It looks like the Cavs beat my Bulls tonight. So if nothing else, got a nice win for the Cavs over my Bulls. Yeah, those the bookends. After 6 rolls, stayed on the bookend. All right, so then the Minkah Fitzpatrick coming Josh's way. Courtesy Jean-Rie. This is all jersey though. Big old 2-9. Very nice autograph for you, Josh. Beckett certified. All right, I'd say that was a pretty solid night. Definitely some big Chicago names. So I'm definitely impartial to it. I want to make sure I say thank you one more time to everybody for jumping in this week. Shout out to the guys that picked up multiple spots. Next week, like I said, we'll have a couple different things, and be on the lookout for like a full-size helmet for football coming in about 2 weeks. Next week, we will have the signed and slabbed for basketball, and we're going to pair that up with a jersey. So if that's something you're interested in, I think that'll be kind of fun. I'm curious to see what's going to come out of this guy. That's the first time we're ever doing a basketball jersey. We've done the basketball cards, but not the jerseys. So I want to say a very genuine thank you to everybody for jumping in. Thanks for hanging out. Yeah, it's my pleasure, Darren. I appreciate it. Thanks for the kind words and the positivity. Definitely contribute to the strong vibe here, and this is exactly what I wanted it to be when I first started. So a positive place for guys to come together and have fun once a week and break up some of the monotony of the weekly grind. So yeah, it's my pleasure, fellas. As always, thank you. I appreciate you guys jumping in. Good luck to everybody in their fantasy teams tomorrow. I know that a few guys didn't get a lot of points there on Thursday, but I'm hoping that those points start sweltering tomorrow. Get some big scores up on the scoreboard. We'll talk some trash, I'm sure, in the group chat. All right, fellas. I'm going to leave you to it. Thanks as always. Enjoy your friends, enjoy your family, enjoy the outdoors. If you're going to be outdoors here for the next couple days, I'll see you guys next week, next Saturday for the next rounds, and hopefully a big hit coming your way. Yeah, we'll try to enjoy it the best that we can. You as well, Tony. All right, fellas. Until next time. See ya.